Alright, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of North Korea. We are still in recovery mode after taking over triple our population, or 4 times our population. So, we do have that whole situation still ongoing. I'm going to go ahead and bump down the autonomy gain once we finish that shipyard there on the 15th. Alright, so all this is going to get bumped down, and we'll start working on economy stuff. Post haste. Yeah, so we need to get rail lines built up, and supply depots on the front line, and forts as well. Looks like we also need more fuel. Go ahead and trade for more oil. And something happened with our money there. Oh, this is not infinite. Oh. Yeah, we don't need all that. There we go. Mistakes had been made. Should not have been infinite. Alright, I want actual ground vehicles. We're gonna go for some equipment changes. Medium tank guns. Alright, so we did get a lot of airborne here. Perfect. Yeah, I'm wondering how these rail lines are gonna look. I haven't really paid attention to our infrastructure in a while. Something like that. Okay, we'll leave all that making factories. Keep throwing all these airborne units. Alright, got another research as well available. Probably gonna go for... No, we don't need pop bonus. Power would be okay. Worker reduction, probably not needed as much. Alright, let's go with armor. Probably need to get all the composites and steel armor that we're missing for all the vehicles. That's a huge miss on our end. Alright, right there. Nine factories available to us. So, control click. Move that up to 25. I'll have to jump jet production up once we get our design done. in a few days. What are we missing? Yeah, hopefully we get enough money generation from all this new like industry that we're adding to our economy. Like this is highly problematic. Hmm. Curious. 20 more political power and we get that annex done. This is all gonna get worse. As soon as I annex that, it's gonna get way worse for us. I hope the power situation isn't bad either. That's my biggest worry. Yeah, and look, China's now hostile to us. You see all those units on our border. They have no org though, which is crazy. Kind of weird. I'm hoping we finish an office. That's what dropped the income issue a little bit. Yeah, and then at some point I need to get Palau's construction involved. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose out on getting our autonomy. But I don't have the political power anyway, so just take that slowly. Hmm. Yeah, so we're up to how much? 100 million people as North Korea. I think we gain a naval yard. We integrate the Philippines. Doesn't I'm hopeful. Hopeful. Oh wow. Okay. Didn't do anything there. We should have a naval facility now. Yeah, so I need political power for that. Get a research guy. We did get 15 trillion. So after 64 days, I'll be able to get another research slot. Our unemployment only went up to 40%, which is crazy nice. And yeah, that's what I was worried about. That right there. That's crazy. Yeah, if I pay all this off, what is the. I think paying all this off just lowers the gain, so I'm going to do that for now. I don't think it'll actually help, but we'll see. Maybe it makes a huge difference. Who knows? Looks like we acquired a bunch of equipment I'm not going to be able to use. Let's check out what we got. So we've got air assault and armored brigades. I'm going to get rid of. We'll decommission them. All right, so that's the advanced radar control. What is this? Ahead of time. Go ahead and keep bumping up radar. -2. Or sorry, -0.02. That's pretty rough. What's our production output? We have okay, we do have more shipyards now. I don't have like a crazy amount of air experience to build a design. Ah, look at that. 7 days of fuel. This is I might have to double this. All right, construction wise, I think we're doing okay. We're looking on resources. Still a huge deficit with steel. I'm gonna go ahead and decommission this older cruiser hull. We're gonna create a newer variant. And we'll call it the 2033 North Korean, I think CG guided missile cruiser. Yeah, I guess we'll use jet turbine engines. I don't have, call it the CG2 for now. Pump that up to 5. Get some convoys made as well with the trains. And then destroyers. I do have a 2005 destroyer hull I could run with. All right, these army units are going to get moved into the Pacific Command's mechanized division, and we're going to get rid of the IFVs for mechanized troops. We'll just keep that like that till they get equipment. And I don't have political power, so promotions are off the table. Apologies. We need another airborne commander, it looks like, as well. So 2 of these guys. I'm gonna take 2 of the trained ones. Artillery, planning speed, gives defense for division and attack. So let's go with this guy. Yeah, so we're fixing it. It's not gonna be fast. All right, so I'm going to move all our units on the front line. I want to see. Hold up. I want to see how this functions. Like, do we have enough supply to keep everyone there in defense? We do have enough supply, but quantity of troop wise, we are not winning that fight. Army offense? No. I don't want to lower our org though. Recovery rate is very important. Yep. Good sketch. Very sketch. What's our pop at? Look at that. 183 million. That's insane. 183 million people now. All right. Maglev, so we got that done. That doesn't actually help, so keeping that off the books right now. Power reductions may not be beneficial. I'm not sure about productivity right now. Power consumption versus fuel. We don't have a lot of leeway there, so I do need more power plants being made. I'm gonna have to throw the Pyongyang power plants up. We'll have to keep those going. Research slots available. Let's get a new one. And let's go ahead and bump our nuclear power plants building efficiency and power output. And lower fuel costs. Not insignificantly either. Yeah, if we go to war right now, we're just going to get bombed into oblivion by Japan. I don't think they're guaranteed by the US anymore. Doesn't seem to be. And it looks like Cambodia is not going to change factions. So that leaves one choice. One logical choice. Ten more political power and a year. Looks like they want power plants still. They do not. Cambodia doesn't. Guess I can only build 4. So let's build 4. We'll take all 10. We'll build 10. Right, that helped our funds a little bit. How much money do we have? Oh, we have like 20 trillion. I just need to invest that. All of that in foreign investment. I thought it was 2 trillion. It's an order of magnitude off. That's a huge difference. Thinking I want hunter killers. Anti-ship missiles. What is this? Submarine attacks. Torpedo screen and cooldown. Hit chance. Let's go with escort attack subs. Okay. Change this symbol to what we were using for our airborne. This is what? First airborne. And then this will be the second airborne. Unemployment's at 40%, which is insanity that we're back up there after working so hard to get it down. Did annexing boost us to a regional or major power? It did. So that is why our political power gain went up. But we're still only at 1.6%. We don't have any equipment. That's our true problem. All right, I'm going to use the opportunity to make our own 4th gen multi-role fighter because we're not going to have the hard points we need. More air to air, and then we'll do... What is this? I guess it's... Can I do medium hard point? 30 air attack versus 22. Okay, so let me add more air to air then. We'll upgrade everything else. Let's see. We can only do swept wing, which is terrible. This fighter is trash. Absolutely trash. And then I could give it thrust vectoring, I guess. Give it radar advantage. And I'll bump the engine. All right. Crash fighter. But it's our first 4th gen, so 2034. North Korean. What did I call the other? I'm gonna call this our multi-role 2. The Kim. And then yeah, it needs to be fat. Yeah, so that's probably the best match. It actually is very fitting. We'll go with this. And we're gonna move production of the Kim up. We're gonna need a lot of those. Oh, am I still making the Sioux somewhere? Yeah, so that's the Kim. Where's the Sioux? Did I pull that off for our heavy lift? Probably did. Okay, good. All right, so what are we sitting at? Looks like it's time for massive foreign investment if I can. Myanmar, nuclear power everywhere. They won't take it. Vietnam will, though. Beautiful. What about Laos? All right. Yeah, so we're down to 19 trillion. I was able to lower our imbalance. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now I just need more cap to work with. I don't need light tank. I need auto cannons and ammo right there. I think we might just go for it. Might just be an Indonesia fight. Yeah, I think we just go for a fight with Indonesia. Mano y mano. All right, so I'm gonna have to move our Air Force back out of there. Palau is not really the best air base. I may just keep him here. Well, I can move him here. This will be closer. And then we'll put everything over the Banda Sea. Yeah, because that'll give me more air bases to work with as well. Let's see, missile tech. Do I have SAMs I can start producing in mass? That's going to be the other thing that I'm really going to need. Another huge problem. This research. Okay. Let's get ourselves a naval engineer and start stealth destroyers. Build one power plant. Got rail lines in Korea that are getting built out, but don't know how good those are. So those are the main lines. But that's it. We really need a huge redo of all the infrastructure. We got our fuel situation keep getting worse and worse. Um, let me see. We do have more dockyards. I just don't have materials to use for those. And then what are we looking at? We're looking at surpluses in all of the equipment now. Even APCs. All right, who's our leader right now? It's Young June. I guess we could try and cycle for an actual leader of North Korea. Give it a shot. Take the gamble. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get Palau autonomy down. That's gonna be the next like priority. Is just get Palau annexed. And then what are we? We're not training anyone? Okay, but we do have more we can use now. Yeah, so we'll get 4 more airborne units. And then let's get all of our... I'm going to get our 1st Airborne Division here over the airfield they need to be for launching, which is going to be on this island. The 2nd Airborne is going to be launching from Palau. So they'll be heading that way, I assume. Okay. We'll go ahead and start training for a lot of these units that are not max. Yeah, so we're going to get everything stable here. We're having a lot of power concerns then. I'm going to have to get another set of nuclear reactors on order. We'll go with Chigang. Bump that up. Yeah, so our power generation is not keeping up with our factories by any stretch of the imagination. You can see our percentage down to 4%. Still need more fuel. We got the max tier AK or whatever the AK-31. All right, so let's go ahead and bump our small arms equipment. Yeah, so we got a couple factories about to wrap up here. Railroads we're almost done with. Our initial railroad layout. Our main supply hub is connected. I am going to put supply hubs on the front line and also make this forts. I'm going to go ahead and start fortifying everything. Like the flanks can be held there. Yeah, and we'll go ahead and get all that built out. We want at least 3 rows. Yeah, it gets pretty sketchy how tight that area is. Right, that should help with some power generation too. Okay. Let's check out supply hubs. So right there and in the center here. This would be a good fallback point. Okay. Oh, I'm out of time too. All right, I'll go ahead and run the numbers on this as we approach war with the Indonesians. We are we're ahead of it. We're actually ahead of South Korea now in GDP. So we're gonna go to the plan is definitely going to be we're going to take over Indonesia, then we'll end up fighting Korea and Japan and the Republic of China. I'm thinking that's going to be the order. We'll end up going into the Southeast Asia at that point from there. And we'll just see how it all plays out. I don't know how if South Korea is going to just steamroll us though. That'll be interesting because they do have a ton of air support and modern equipment. So that's economy. Territory wise, we're still in that spot. Industry, we've moved up to kind of like I would say we're in like a 4th tier, like top tier is the Holy European Empire by itself, followed by United States, China, and then India through Brazil. Kind of their own thing. Air Force manpower. Korea is way up there. That's scary. Army battalions. Also Korea. What's their manpower? Japan. Terrifying. Japan and the Republic of China have a ton of manpower committed to their infantry. That's a scary thought. Let's go to logistics again. We'll just do this quick scroll through. And that's what we're sitting on. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch everyone on the next episode.